What's up, guys? I'm just making an intro because I realized I didn't fucking introduce what I was doing. In this video, we're gonna do Monday motivation. It's a thing I started to do where on Mondays I talk about a topic or two or three, motivating people to pursue their goals. You know what I'm saying? Some I like to do. I don't know why I do it. People like it, so I stuck with it. So this is a clip of me doing that, talking about consistency. So hope you enjoy the clip.
I think I'm gonna just say fuck it and pull the band-aid off, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just go balls deep and go straight for the Monday motivation, man. We're here, we're excited. It's Monday. Some people need motivation. I don't got the energy. Psych! But I do. I gotta stand up when I do these, bro. I also need better music. I feel like this music might be a little bit too chill, you know what I'm saying? I feel like this might be the mood right here. Not the ad. Nah, that's wild. How about this one? I can do this one. I can dance this. So I watched this video over the weekend by a guy named Captain Sinbad, and the video was about the concept of consistency. Something I'm not very good at. Admittedly, I'm not very good at. But one thing he talked about in the video was the idea of motion versus action, or you know, the extreme versus being consistent, the extreme being perfect. When we talk about motion, it's pretty simple.
Analysis paralysis.
Analysis paralysis is the worst enemy ever. I'm telling you right now, don't ever fall into the hole of analysis paralysis. We do it anyway, but kind of, if you can catch yourself, just fucking do it. I've had a big problem with analysis paralysis my whole life. You just want to constantly learn about something, get perfect at it before you do it. Instead of doing it, you spend a lot more time like speculating than actually doing it. So when you finally do it, it ends up being mediocre. You end up coming up with mediocre results regardless. Versus if you just consistently do something, through the act of doing it, you'll get better and test different ideas, and you actually you end up getting a better result in the end than if you stayed in the thing. And I think that's the biggest thing with being consistent, is that we get like, you know, in our heads a lot about certain stuff, like, oh, I want to do it this way, so if I can't do it this way, I don't want to do it. But he talks about, you know, regression. So he explains it like this: if you're making $100 and you make $50 more, you made 50% more money than you did the last time. You know, that's progression. And regression means you made $150 and now you go back to $100. That's a 33% regression. If you aren't consistent, you'll be constantly going back basically to the beginning. Because I don't know if you guys ever done something like that, right? You like are learning something, or maybe even reading a book. You're reading a book and then you fall off reading a book and you forget about fucking everything in the book. Or like you said, you learn how to edit a video and you stop editing videos and you forget how to do simple edits. Bro, I forget all the time. Gym is a really good example. If you go to the gym and work out hella hard, you'll technically get stronger for that day, but if you don't go back to the gym for 2 more days, you might end up losing more muscle than you gained off that one day. So you regressed. Versus if you consistently go in there every day, obviously, even if you're doing bullshit workouts, you're gonna gain muscle just because you're constantly in there. He talks about that. You want to, even on days you're not feeling it, you know, you might have waked up a little groggy, blah blah blah, just like that. You might not give the strongest workout that you used to give in or something like that. He said you should still show up because you want to prevent the regression or minimize regression at all forms. I'll give you a Warren Buffett quote. He said the first rule of compounding is that you should never interrupt it unnecessarily. You want to just continually do something, obviously quality reps over bullshit ass stuff. Consistently do something and not break that for anything. Another guy I follow, his name is Matt Diavella. He talks about, he has a 2-day rule. His 2-day rule is that he'll never go more than 2 days going to the gym, because 1, it helps maintain the habit, but 2, after 2 days you could continue to just make more excuses and you'll never go. So he feel like 2 days is that good middle ground when it comes to certain things. Dude in the video actually talked about something different, talked about something that I didn't even think about. He talks about imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is basically something people who like have high ambition and high goals have. They get this thing called imposter syndrome where basically they feel like they're faking it. Like they're not really that person that people think they are, and that affects them mentally. But versus with consistency, that helps that, because the example I will use is, imagine if I was calling myself a streamer, but I never streamed before. So I'm going around to all my friends,
Yeah, I'm a small streamer.
but I've never streamed before. Well, obviously they're gonna be like, you're gonna feel like obviously gonna feel like an imposter. Even if you got great ambition, you're gonna do it anyway. Because you don't have any, or you have like maybe like one video up, you're calling yourself a streamer. It's like, ooh, I don't know, man. It's kind of hard for me to call myself a streamer. But versus if you've done it consistently for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, it's easier to call yourself a streamer and not feel like you're trying to fake it or you're trying to like lie your way in. Man, you need to be more consistent. And I feel like that's my biggest goal when it comes to anything, really. So to end this all off, I'm gonna tell a story about, it's an anecdotal about this professor. The professor wanted to do an experiment. And what he did, on the first day of class, he split up his class. The left side of the class was the quantity group. They would be graded by how many pictures they take in the semester. It's all about putting out quality over quantity, just putting out different things. The right side of the group can only turn in one photo, and they get graded on how good the one photo is. Funny thing is, at the end of the semester, when he was grading all the pictures, all the best photos came from the quality group. He explains it like this. Quality group sat around and speculated about what the perfect photo was, and they ended up coming up with mediocre compositions and photos because they just sat there and thought about the best photo. They never actually tested any of their theories out. When they did, it didn't pan out as best as they wanted to. Versus with the quantity group, because they were taking so many pictures, they actually tried a bunch of different things. Some people tried different mediums of camera, and they developed them different, they edited them differently. So obviously with the 100 pictures, there was a lot more better pictures. As the people took more pictures, they refined their craft a little bit better. That definitely, to me, was like an eye-opener. I end it with that story because we basically learned, like, it's all about getting started. Quality comes from quantity. There's only one way of getting better. At the end of the day, you just gotta get started doing it. You can't think too much about not doing it. You just gotta do it. I think that's the big lesson to learn. Just do it. Fuck the goals. You should create goals, but don't let the goals be what's stopping you from starting. Get started. Choose a date and just start that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?